school system in their mission, training and indoctrinating the people of the Indian race and the Mexican race. And there's just another old building there of a mission. Of course, this is the famous Alamo in San Antonio, Texas. And a lot of people don't understand that this was a Catholic mission. And so here again we have these symbolic buildings that have historical background. That's a Catholic mission and a school system. Out of this same book, on page 71, in 1823, Austin established San Felipe de Austin to serve as the colonial capital of Texas. As an American settlers poured into Texas, they set up their own communities, quickly outnumbering Hispanic settlers. Most refused to become Mexican citizens, convert to Roman Catholicism, or learn Spanish, all of which had been conditions accepted by Austin. So here, in order to become a Mexican citizen, you had to convert to Roman Catholicism. So if you're a Protestant, there's absolutely no way you would convert to a Roman. So you see the stronghold people, that how many people know this? That in order to become a Mexican citizen, you had to give up your Christian beliefs as a Protestant and become a Roman be part of the Roman Catholicism and learn Spanish. It sounds like today, doesn't it? And learn Spanish. Try to go down to Mexico and try to tell them to learn English. Yeah, this news article is September 21st, 2006, WorldNet Daily. The Iranian president has talks to the United Nations, and he reveals an apocalyptic view. And listen to what the Iranian president said, that a messianic figure is posed to reveal himself after an apocalyptic holocaust on the earth that leaves most of the world's population dead. Here he is. He's saying that a messianic figure is posed to reveal himself after World War III. And right after he gave this speech at the UN, he went over to the Council of Foreign Relations building in New York and spent 90 minutes with the CFR in meetings. Now, this is very revealing that they're all in bed together. Of course, the UN chief in his last speech says global war over religion. You see how it's all over religion? This is an interesting article out of Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia online. Type in prophecy of the popes. And here you read the prophecy of the popes attributed to Saint Malachy. And he lists 112 short phrases in Latin, the next 112 popes from the time he had these trances. He went into a trance and he had these revelations. And as you look and see, flip the page, you see here, he has the different popes, 167, 68, and here he has Latin, and here it is in English. And you can see, as you flip through all of the different revelations he had, all the way up to the very last pope. And we're going to get to it here in a second. There's quite a few. And right here, on this side here, you got the 111th pope, and here it is in Latin, and here is Benedict. And so basically he was correct on all his prophecies from the 110th, as you see up here, as the 110th pope, John Paul II. Then he reveals that Benedict would be the 111th, and now he only says there's one more after this, and this is the 112th pope. And this pope is going to be called Pope Peter. And it says the Holy Roman Church will be occupied by Peter the Roman. And so like they say that Peter was the first pope, and it will end. The first shall be last, last shall be first, and that the next pope will be called Peter. Now we're going to speculate and find out who I believe is going to be the next pope. And this is the guy that is the personal secretary of the pope right now. His name is Don George Gangswine. And I'll get into more of that. This is who I believe the last pope will be, is Don George Gangswine. And he is the private secretary of the current pope, Pope Benedict. And Pope Benedict was the private secretary of the previous pope. And so here we see the chain of command. Now they keep this individual completely out of the spotlight, but you can see a few pictures and stuff on the internet if you look him up. Here is one of the few pictures you can find online. This is George Gangswine, and there's the Pope. And we're going to read a little article right here of what the Guardian has to say about him. This is reported on Tuesday, August 23rd, 2005. And it says right here that George Gangswine is the poster boy of Catholic conservatism. The Italian press compares him to what? George Clooney. And we'll get a nice little shot of that so you can see it. See? The Italian press compares him to George Clooney and who else? And Hugh Grant. Here he is, the poster boy of Catholic conservatism, and here he is, up here, is the poster boy of what I believe is the final and last pope, called Pope Peter. And in the same article, listen to what the one German magazine remarked. We women held our breath. And it goes on, shame that he is taboo for us women. Well, when you have all the looks of George Clooney and Hugh Grant, you're going to get a huge following of the women. The article goes on and says that he's a doctor of canon law. He's gotten his PhD degree. The same article goes on to say that he understands complicated issues within about 10 seconds and can give a clear and immediate answer. And he's very eloquent and can be very charming. So not only does he have that he can solve complicated issues within 10 seconds, but he's very eloquent and can be very charming, exactly what the world would love to see in a leader. Again, this article is titled, Thou Shalt Not Drool, and it's August 23rd, 2005, The Guardian, and this is where you can find this article I just read to you. This is really big news. This is concerning the Black Pope, Peter Hans Covenbach. We'll take a nice close look at him. He's the current general of the Jesuits, the most powerful man in the world. And look what this says here in the Catholic news press. It says, the Jesuits to elect new Black Pope in 2008. It would begin on January 5th, 2008 in Rome. Each of the 91 provinces in the world will hold a provincial congregation by March 1st, 2007 to prepare for the Rome's gathering. And then he's going to be prepared to step down in 2008, so we need to keep a close eye on who the new general is going to be. This is out of the same article. It says Covenbach is never seen without his black, and you read over here, cassock. So he's always wearing black. And here's the website. You can find it at catholicnews.com. He's been the general since 1983, and it's unlike generals that they always die in office. That's when they're replaced. So this is a monumental event that's going to happen. And so why are they going to put a new black into office in 2008? Because I believe they have something big planned for us coming here in 2008 or soon after. The Illuminati Jesuits want you to blame the Jews for everything. And the Lord knew this, and that's why it says in Scripture, the opposite is true. Isaiah 5 verse 20 says the opposite is true. The Jesuit military uses Jews as a cover, known as crypto-Jews. And in Revelation chapter 2 verse 9, quote, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are the Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue church of Satan. The Jews did not have the power to kill Christ. The Jews had to go to Rome, i.e. Pilate, and nothing has changed. So, see, the Jews, they didn't have the power to kill Christ, and so they had to go to Pilate, i.e. Rome, because Rome has the power to kill and to punish their government. And right here, Daniel confirms that nothing will change. Daniel chapter 2, verse